Look at them eyes. They making eyes again. Becky, get your man. Becky, get your man. Get your man. He was wearing that blouse. I don't know if you have anything to worry about, but get your man.
Dom, Buddy,
Jay,
Drew, go get your Jay. Go get your woman.
Yeah, somebody needs to get control. She's building up a body count. That's like,
her body count for 2023 is high.
Yeah, she's made eyes with everybody. If you count making eyes with everybody, a body count, she's done it. He's done it all.
But my favorite
She's not even counting people in the audience.
My favorite moment is how petty this was.
Yes, this segment had no reason to exist other than the pettiness of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Why would she get to that ring?
She's a fool, that's why. She's a fool.
You're a fool, Sami. You're a fool. When he called her Sami, I was like, oh, he's fucking going too far. And honestly, I'm going to take this tandem of Logan Paul and Dominic over Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as the two douchiest dudes on the roster.
Yeah, but Marcus, I really want all of them to combine. I feel like Dominic needs to grow to become an even bigger douchebag, and he needs to hang around with Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I don't know what they could be called. I mean, they could be called, they're supposed to be a douchebag. Yeah, but you wouldn't call yourself a douchebag. I mean, MJF called himself a scumbag. Although, if MJF were to join him and they just called themselves the scumbags, it would fit so much. It would be the greatest faction ever. We are the scumbags. And I think it'd be bigger than the NWO, DX, or whoever all these heel factions in the past were. I'm just saying, because you look at these guys like, fuck all of them. Fuck all of them. I mean, they could grab KSI and Dylan Dennis and put them in there too. And be like, fuck the lot of you guys. So horrible people. You guys are horrible.
There wasn't much news of, obviously, over the weekend. You heard that Impact Wrestling, as of 2024, will become TNA.
TNA.
It makes no difference to me. Like, I don't think I ever really, like, if you were push for words, you would always call it TNA, unless you didn't know TNA existed. Like, if you're a new wrestling fan and like TNA never really existed for you, yeah, you might call it Impact. But for me, I've known TNA, so I've always kind of called it TNA.
I'm going to say this, Betty. If we could afford interns on this show, I would make the interns go through every episode of this show on this channel and see how many times we slipped up and said TNA over Impact. I welcome the change for that reason only, because there's every time I bring up anything and I'm like, hey, Manny, Will Osprey had a really good match with Mike Bailey at TNA over the weekend. And I would stop myself every single time and go, Impact Wrestling, Bound for Glory. Impact Wrestling, Hard Justice. But I would normally...
Any show, any like company with 3 letters is easier to say. Like AEW, WWE, NXT. Yeah. The only one that you kind of go with is your Mexican ones with CMLL and AAA. Yeah.
Yeah, CMLL is the only one that said, I'm going to do 4. I mean, if you can go all the way back to WCCW, but no one gives a fuck about that in the modern era. I'm just saying. But that's really like, Josh Barnett's Fight Club or some random shit out there. All that stuff that's out there, but I think it's the better move. It's the better move.
It's the better move, and obviously their reason for it is to tie up the lineage of the company, which I'm not sure you really want to go back to some of that shit, to be honest.
Some of it, but you know what? When they announced it and they showed that logo, I got nostalgic. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, that was my immediate response of, fuck yeah, good for you. Good for you. Because, Impact Wrestling, I think you just need a wrestling show with 3 initials. I think it just needs to have that abbreviation, because Impact Wrestling is a lot to say for a wrestling fan, and you can't chant Impact Wrestling. Like you go, TNA. I can't wave my towel to that shit like you brought up in the pre-show with Philadelphia fan waving his towel. And Randy, let's go over the 5 things that, real quick. It's not TNA unless they do the following things. You can go first.
Are we going proper or are we going with what we were discussing
We're basically going what we discussed in the pre-show.
Okay, so obviously you've got to go the Impact Zone, which I'm including the 6-sided ring.
Oh, no, you can't include all that. That takes everything.
The heel and face tunnels.
Oh, yes.
So that whole aesthetic, the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Was it Orlando, Florida?
It was Orlando, Florida, Manny. You're very good at geography right now. I like that's what Manny thinks about when he says Orlando, Florida. Immediately Impact Zone. When I think Universal Studios, I swear to God, to this day, when I think of Orlando Studios, I can't even say it. I think Impact Zone only. I don't think of the actual theme park.
Yeah, so that's number 1. What would you pick?
Well, Manny, since you took the 6-sided ring and the heel face ramps and everything else in the Impact Zone, I think without Mike today on commentary, it is not Impact Wrestling. If it's not TNA.
For me, TNA is nothing without, God rest his soul, Don West.
That's true too.
He made every call impress. There's something when you watch AEW. There's something missing. There's no real voice of AEW. Excalibur can try and do it, and Shivani can kind of do it, but Shivani's more the voice of WCW, if anything. But so there's no real voice of AEW for me at the moment. Whereas I look back at TNA and I go, Don West. He's like, oh my God, epidemic,
oh my God. For only $9.99, you can get this. That is an interesting point about AEW I didn't think about. They don't really have that voice. It's just, it might be Excalibur, but I don't really buy it. It doesn't have the impact of a Tenay and West, a Cole, or Jim Ross and Lawler, or even to Shivani and WCW.
Yeah, I'm sure over time you'll get it because they've only been around for 4 years. So
yeah, that's true too.
Maybe you give them another 6 years. They have a real voice of thing because even Taz is more of the voice of SmackDown. One of the voices of SmackDown than anything. They're just stolen voices.
Yeah, it seems like the reason is commentary by committee. And it's always a different team on so many different shows. As in, when TNA was around, it was just 2 guys. Raw and SmackDown was basically Jim Ross and Lawler, but then, Cole came in. But that was basically over time. Yeah. I don't have that feel of fuck, I'm watching AEW and I know I'm watching it because of this commentator. And, Taz might be the guy, but maybe not. Maybe not.
No. And I think, do you know what? I think it's quite difficult also because we're a lot older now. When we establish all these guys as the voices of this, these are essentially the voices we grew up with to the men we are today.
Yeah. And if I were to call my championship match right now, I swear to God, if I were to do my own commentary, it's Vince McMahon's voice. I'm doing it too.
God.
Oh my God! Oh, he got to do that. He just goes to a little rant, and it'd be probably Heenan talking shit about Hogan. He's cheating.
I think mine is definitely Vince McMahon, but as time has gone on, I think it slipped into more Michael Cole. It skipped JR. It skipped JR because I feel like I've had to relive JR. I've had to relive JR last year. And do you know what? His calls are bad. He was bumbling in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but I'm just starting by God, here you go there, calling Triple H a son of a bitch. That shit sticks. It sticks with me and I love it. Moving on. I guess we rambled on about the voice instead of the 5 things. But basically it's the Impact Zone. Mike today. I need Dixie Carter to show up.
Really?
Sporadically. Yeah, I need her at ringside. I don't need her to do anything. I need her at ringside. and being a good ambassador to the brand and saying everything's on the up and up. My wrestlers are getting paid.
I just need Jeff Jarrett to reclaim the King of the Mountain. Is that too much to ask?
Well, now you're asking for a lot. I also, to just talk about AEW in this. Jeff Jarrett has had more matches in AEW than anybody else. He had more matches than CM Punk, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Hangman Page.
That's a goddamn shame.
Yes. He's had more matches than all of them. And I got,
for his age, he's not even wrestling that bad of matches, to be honest.
Oh, that Collision! I don't know if you watched Collision. I couldn't take the hot dog or whatever match. It was just like, this is stupid. It was bad. I was like, oh no. Collision was like watching Rampage this week, to be honest. Other than the opening match with Danielson and
my whole intent was to watch Collision, but then it took me so long to get through Bound for Glory. I think I've paused midway through the Mickie James and Trinity match. Because I was just like, this is getting annoying now. I can't stand watching the aesthetic of this. It needs to look like it's in 4K.
And this is coming from somebody that goes to Pro Wrestling Eve, who is in basically someone's garage, it looks like.
No, I'm never in a garage.
On TV it looks like a garage.
There's a really trashy one, but it's just like, this is clearly a dive bar, which I always knew was a dive bar when in my youth, and I was like, I would never go here. But no, I go stand outside and wait to watch wrestling in it.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a gin joint, basically. All the gin joints in the town. This is where we're going to do our wrestling. But but all that stuff for TNA. I know Jordan Grace and a few wrestlers don't want to bring back the 6 sides because it hurts and it's dangerous. But Manny, I need it back.
So there's
I don't care about the safety.
I need. We need the guy in the crowd. So this includes the Impact Zone because I don't think he travels well. This guy, Impact TNA's #1 fan was this guy that always used to wave a Falcons towel and always sometimes would be in a Falcons jersey. I think he was in that Mike Vick jersey at the time. If you go back and look at the time,
it was the Mike Vick Falcons jersey.
Yeah,
what a time! What a rebellious jersey that is.
No, that ain't really rebellious because that was before he did the dogfighting.
No, that's after. That's post.
No,
that's post dogfighting. No, dogfighting is all Atlanta. So, all that stuff together, I need for you to call it TNA. But it was nostalgic seeing that logo back. And Hard to Kill, the first show back as TNA, Las Vegas, Palms Hotel. Basically, I would like to say my backyard, a 4-hour drive, but
well, you have to go.
Gotta go. For nostalgia reasons.
Yeah, you have to go.
But you ready to get into Monday Night Raw? Or you want to talk about CM Punk backstage at the tapings?
No, he was backstage and then he left because he had to go take care of Larry.
I thought he had
the dog.
Yeah. Not Ace.
The best dog in wrestling, apparently, now.
I don't know. If I had the dog fight him, I think Pharaoh got him. I think Pharaoh got the best dog in wrestling.
Nah, Pharaoh's too timid. Pharaoh hasn't been the same since Cody dragged him out during the pyro.
I'm not saying if they actually. Well, I did say dog fighting, but I mean in pageantry, if they were doing the best in show, not dog fighting. That's what I honestly meant. Not like.
So you.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean them fighting. I said fighting, but I meant they did a tournament.
You want the Westminster Dog Show to interrupt this show?
Yes.
With Pharaoh taking on Larry in various obstacle courses.
Yes. And Prince Princely. Although I think that dog may win. The way it pranced, it was like, damn, that was majestic. Those are the 3 best dogs in wrestling. And maybe the Braun Breaker. He has a son of a dog face gorilla.
Yeah, let's get into today's show. It kicks off with the Judgment Day. Finn and Damien make their way to the ring. What week are we reading? They did acknowledge their little area is a clubhouse.
So basically they're aces and eights now. They're a biker gang.
But they're interrupted by Cody Rhodes. Cody wants to talk to the leader of Judgment Day, but says Rhea isn't here. He claims that Rhea is their mommy too, because she's out there calling all the shots, making all the deals, wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, and Manny, I want to sum up all her deals in one segment right here. What did she do? What's her plan? She's kind of all over the place. Priest has money in the bank, but yet she's trying to work with Drew to get the world title, and she's trying to manipulate Seth to get the world champion on their team. Is this a divide and conquer, or is this a come on join?
I mean, it's easier to convince the champion to join you than it is to take the title off the champion.
I don't know. He has money in the bank. It's anytime you want.
Yeah, that's an insurance policy.
I mean, you just could get a lead pipe, hit him in the back of the head, drag him to the ring, get one of those AEW referees that start the match before.
No, he has to stand.
No, you get an AEW rep. You get an AEW rep to start the match before they're ready.
No, Marcus, this is a WWE sanctioned match. It's a WWE sanctioned match. You cannot bring any random referee out here.
Give me Aubrey Edwards to ring the bell as a person's unconscious, just like they did for the Murder Hawk.
Damien doesn't understand Cody's story. His understanding of it is he's failed and suggests he suggested Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest match at Crown Jewel. Cody accepts and suggests that they get a preview of this match, which leads to a brawl. Cody's ankle is then placed in a chair and then held against a steel steps.
Yep. And
then Priest smashes it into Cody's ankle.
Yep. Shattering his ankle to death.
Marcus, if it was me, I'm doing both.
I'll take a second shot. I'm taking a second shot.
I'm not even doing a second shot, Marcus. I'm doing both.
So Cody at the end of Raw is coming out like this. Here I go, Jay. Here I go. With no ankles. By the way, speaking of no ankles, tonight the NBA is back. We're going to be seeing some ankles broke. So happy the NBA is back so I can stop thinking about football and baseball and any other tragic sport.
Did you win this week?
No! None of my teams. None of them. I think the Rams won. I'm being harsh. I don't remember, honestly. No, I think they lost.
The New Day take on American Alpha. It's a really good match to kick off Raw.
What do you think of Reverse Worm? I think he deserves his ass kicked.
I didn't mind it.
I think he deserves his ass kicked, and I hope every bad thing that happened to him in that match, he deserved it. Like when he got that ankle lock on, I was like, snap it! Snap it! How dare you? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But it was a good
did
match.
The Reverse Worm, actually?
Woods. So he got
because you can't wish bad things onto Woods. Woods has bad things happen to him anyway.
No. I want his King of the Ring strip from him for doing the reverse worm. Because that was a heel move. Otis was down. I believe it was Otis that was down. And he decided to do the reverse heel. And then Gable, who got the blind tag, caught him and put him in the ankle lock, which was like when Wade Bear's like, that's what he deserves. And I was like, you damn right. That's what he deserves. Break his ankle.
But I don't think he needs his King of the Ring stripped from him because I believe it was already stripped from him by the Tribal Chief.
Oh, yeah. They had to take everything. I think that's prime Tribal Chief, right? When he had the crown, all the titles.
And the thing is, we didn't even have the audience then, so you could hear the shit talking.
Yeah. It's Pride Tribal Chief. Those are the glory days. But really good match. Kofi Kingston's in the prime of his career or something. I don't know how he got better. Like, I feel like Kofi's better. I don't even know what it is, but he was in that ring, and I feel like
coming in
better.
and out of injury, so he's taking less bumps. So he's out there to show off.
Yeah, he looks fresh. He looks fresh.
We go to the forest where Valhalla has been speaking to the gods about making the warrior Ivar into a god walking amongst men with the wisdom of Odin and the power of Thor.
Manny, I would like to have a moment of silence because as we see Valhalla is talking to the gods, she's clearly relaying that message to Ivar. She ain't talking to Eric, her husband, anymore. At this point. Because she realized he's the Janetti of the group. I believe that is a rocky marriage.
Imagine the wife telling her to. Yeah. That'd be awful.
Yeah. The gods were telling you need to leave him. You need to leave your husband behind. Ivar is the money. I don't know how up are you on in hood news, but are you up on or celebrity news? But Tyrese and the divorce of his wife and how she was convinced by other people to leave him. I fit that fits in with this Ivar and Eric story, and I don't know why. Maybe because I was looking at all of this morning, and it was all the same zeitgeist.
Hood news? I don't have any hood news.
Oh, I'm sorry, Betty. This is kind of hood news / Hollywood news, but if it's Tyrese, it's a little ghetto. If you go in there and you look at his page, he went on Instagram Live, or if you go to Shade Room, you can see all the details of it. But his wife left him of 5 years, and he was a good man and a good father, and he never cheated. It didn't matter how much pussy was thrown at him, and these are his words. He stayed straight. But she had these people in her ear to tell him to leave him, and now she has regrets by listening to these people. And I'm like, it's some ratchet ass shit. Stay on the internet, y'all. It's like reverse Jada and Will.
Yeah, but that's probably why no one's talking about it, because Jada and Will is still all over the
no.
Twitter sphere.
That's last week. We're on the Tyrese.
People are talking about it.
No, it can't be. Not on this Tuesday.
We get to Rhea and Seth. Rhea tells Seth that the Judgment Day have a history built on respect for him. On their end, they did everything they could to take that title away from him, but he held on to it. But they are worried now because he's going against Drew, and at the pace he's going at, they think he needs some insurance. Seth claims that she's lost faith in her boy, Damien, and doesn't believe he's going to successfully cash in on him. That's why she's out there wheeling and dealing, making deals with the bloodline and flirting with Drew. He asked, what would he want with her? She said he needs her because he's just a world champion, but he could be the world champion.
Oh.
And the Judgment Day would have his... the Judgment Day have made deals with the bloodline in the past, but alliances could change, and Damien can cash in on another champion. But without them, she doesn't know how he's going to have have a title reign like Roman Reigns, given the state of his back.
Keep bringing that shit up. Well, God damn it, Shinsuke.
The Judgment Day could have his back, and they could make people acknowledge him. Seth doesn't want doesn't want to be anything like Roman Reigns. But Rhea said that wasn't a no.
Her and her willing and dealing. Although I do enjoy the fact that I want nothing to do with Roman Reigns. But he should say, other than the length of his title reign. But Roman Reigns is a scumbag. He's a scumbag who doesn't show up to work, but it's going to show up on FS1.
Becky Lynch versus Indi Hartwell. In the back, we see Natty wishing Indi good luck, giving her a pep talk. Would you accept a pep talk from Natty?
No. I mean, maybe. I need someone. In that locker room, Manny, there's no one else that will hype me up other than Natty. Like, who I'm going to listen to? Candice LeRae?
Nah, listen to Candice. She'd probably bring me a cookie or something. And you know how I sell out to women that bring me food.
Yeah. Manny immediately like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
It's a hot meal. All I need is a hot meal and a smile in your mind, and I'll listen to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the key to most people's hearts, Marcus.
That's the key to the secrets to marriage right there. Oh, I go home, have a hot meal and
nice meal,
nice smile, and we're good. We good. This is happiness. This is comfort.
I mean, I heard an Asian woman say this, and it was the funniest thing, but the most truest thing I've ever felt in my life. She said, "My job in a man's life is to not make his life hard; it's to make his dick hard." And vice versa.
Inspiring words.
He is not meant to make my eyes water. He's meant to make my pussy water.
Dang!
And I was like, you know what? She's just solved men and women relations right there.
Yeah. With the horniest speak I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't need to come home to talk to you.
We get back to Becky Lynch versus Indi Hartwell. Actually, a decent match.
Yeah. It's my favorite Indi match of all time.
Yeah. I don't remember any good Indi matches, Marcus.
No. Yeah.
Outside of this, Indi taps out to the armbar, and Lyra Valkyria watches on. I don't know what she did, because it looked like a slap, but then Candice LeRae was holding her throat, so it could have been what? A throat punch?
It was a throat punch. So what I want to say, Becky's on her John Cena US title run. This is the best I think Becky has looked. And then back to the throat punch, the important news. Xia Li, for no reason, was unprovoked. I don't even know what provoked her. Like, in the background of the Natty hypo speech, you do see her, Xia Li, walking in the background. But I don't understand why Candice LeRae got a throat punch. Like, of all the people in that back, I'm like, why did she get the for what? Watching TV? And you know what? I'm also going to disagree. Why does Candice LeRae got that giant TV in her locker room? She ain't Roman Reigns.
Locker room. That's the women's locker room.
No, even in the men's locker room, they don't have a giant TV, man. I've never seen the giant TV. They always have to stand in the interview area where they're watching TV, looking to the side. No one has a giant TV in their locker room.
You've also got to ask yourself this question. You got to ask yourself this question, Marcus. Why does Indi have that also? They're not that big a draw.
No. I don't even understand.
She said that was a message for Indi too, and I don't understand what's she trying to get.
Yeah, she can get it too. Like, what is your plan,
Xia Li can't. I don't even think could keep up in the ring with Indi. So, what the fuck does she think she's gonna do with Becky?
Yeah, and then the thing is about Xia Li's attack on Candice, and then like Indi can get it too, is Becky already said you got the title match. I don't even know what you're upset about. You can get this business whatever you want it, but Xia Li said on my time. Instead, she's gonna punch Candice LeRae in the throat, and I do not approve. That palate is already bad enough.
So where the hell is Karrion Kross? He's playing spooky with Indi, Scarlett, his wife, and Shotzi Blackheart on YouTube.
No, he's also being he's being Puerto Rican in interviews. Again, myth on this one. I'm in fact, Manny, I'm not shocked Sol Roca is black. I'm not shocked Kiana James is black. Even in a random picture, when there was a joke that went over people's head of Braun Breaker being black. I am miffed on Karrion Kross being Puerto Rican. Just like shocked.
I was still shocked by Kiana James.
Yeah. But not shocked as Karrion Kross being Puerto Rican.
Jimmy said there would be no quicker way to convince me I had no chance to win than for old lady Natty to roll up and give me a pep talk.
Ow! No, I've been convinced of. I felt like I needed that, and then I go, "Fuck, I'm gonna lose." Natty's never did it. She just. I mean, she won the title multiple times, but it doesn't count. Uh-oh. I think I froze. Oh shit! I'm gone. Damn it! One of us is gone. I think it's me. Okay, so I'm still alive. It's Manny that went down. So this is Manny. So moving on throughout the show, let's see what else is there to talk about because I have no notes because I came unprepared. So after the Xia Li throw punch, Logan Paul, I believe, enters the ring, and for the pettiest segment of the show, it is Logan Paul coming to the ring, bragging about his victory over Dylan Dennis and the fall of his life, of losing his sponsorships and his job and cost him everything. And then he was in such a good mood, he decided, Dominic Mysterio comes out and they have a powwow of hatred toward Rey Mysterio. And then they turn all their attention to Miss Sammy Irvin on the outside, who just doing her job, minding her business. But Logan decided to go open old wounds of the time he killed Ricochet. I don't understand why Samantha got into this ring, and I don't understand why Ricochet couldn't get out there sooner. It should have been beat down on sight by bringing up Samantha Irving in the first place. You don't talk about my fiance that way. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So as Jimmy said, you got to feel the airways with Petty, and that's pretty much what this segment was. As he began talking shit and back and forth, and she just standing there and had to take it. As he was like, she's the foundation's going to beat him up. Anyway, Ricochet comes out there, attacks Logan Paul and Dominic, and tries to do a shooting star press or 450. I don't know. He tried to jump on him, but Logan pulled him out the way. And I was telling this to Manny earlier that the main thing I want to see happen to WWE is to put Dominic with Logan Paul, with Waller and Austin Theory, and just make them the biggest douchebags in all of wrestling. And if you want to add MJF in there too, somehow, you can put the scummiest people in wrestling all together. Their smug looks, that they're privileged, and all their Louis Vuitton and everything else like that. They can sell their Prime energy drinks and talk about, whatever the hell Theory talks about these days. It just seems like that would work, and I would watch that. It'd be bigger than the NWO. It'd be bigger than DX. It would be bigger than, I don't know, the Court of Owls or whatever. I just feel like that amount of petty together and evil and douchebaggery. And the fact maybe the group is called douchebaggery. I don't even know if that's allowed to be said on TV. Or scumbaggery would be just so much to overtake. It would be bigger than Judgment Day, bigger than Bloodline, and it would overtake the world. All right. Moving on, as I believe Manny will be making his entrance further because I have no memory of what happens after this segment other than Nick Aldis gets kicked out of the arena. Or first, he's talking to a underused tag team, the best women's tag team in all of wrestling, Kane Carter and Katana Chance. And he's talking about, oh yeah, that blue look good on you, baby. About to walk into a lawsuit. I mean, by just talking about how good they look. It's like, you in my age, where Kane Carter, yeah, you gonna get some of this. Yeah, you look good blue. His wife might be watching at home. I hope Mickey James called him out for talking about the shit he was talking to them. I don't know what he was saying. And then when Pierce approaches him, he's like, I'm just talking. I wasn't even talking business. I was talking personal. I was trying to get into the guts. I was trying to say, you want some of this dick orders. Not Nick. You gonna get some dick orders tonight. And that's what it seemed like his goal was. But eventually he saw himself out. And I guess this is building to the war at Survivor Series where it's gonna be SmackDown versus Raw, it seems like. But yeah. I would rather, but maybe that's gonna be a traditional Survivor Series match? SmackDown versus Raw as in the War Games matches?
I think so, because people are suggesting that the actual War Games match is gonna be kind of like Bloodline Judgment Day versus whatever Jey Uso and Cody can come up with.
Jey Uso, Sami, and maybe KO.
Maybe Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah. And whatever that mix is. So we'll see where this goes. But I do like that they are building this little bit of a rivalry that they keep kicking each other out of the arenas. And it's, Manny, are you sick of Nick Aldis already? Or they just splash him just enough where you're just going, you know,
I didn't need to see him, to be honest. I was like, Raw is a safe space. I didn't need to see him. But I'm genuinely excited actually to see the interaction between Paul Heyman and Nick Aldis on SmackDown, because obviously them two are going to have to interact.
Yeah. I will also second this. David Kemp could join this group. They do need a black guy, and he will be the black guy in the group of the douchebaggeries. I don't know what they call themselves.
The baggers of douche.
The baggers of douche.
Where did you get up to?
I did the Samantha Urban segment. I talked about Nick Aldis getting kicked out, essentially.
So we get the contract signing for the Fatal 5-Way. They all come out, sign. Rhea comes out, says this is a conspiracy. Pierce did this to set her up, and then tries to. The more he tries to control her, the more she is going to make his life hell. Rhea claims no one is taking that title off her because Mami is always on top. Nia started to play mind games and stir the pot, which leads to a brawl. Yes. As Rhea watches on, Nia gets the better of the brawl and stares down Rhea Ripley.
As Rhea clutches the contract, which she will later sign and say, I signed it and I'm keeping the pin. And my favorite segment of the night.
Pens the currency.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look, I've got one for a credit union. I'm not going to join this credit union.
I'm sure I got some like Chase Bank ones and random shit just collected over the time. My favorite segment of the night is her collecting that pen, and the Miz talking about, why am I not on the show? It's been weeks. You're not doing anything with me. You're doing nothing. And then Rhea comes by, does signs the contract, and the camera's like, he's like, why is the camera leaving? Why is the camera leaving?
And then Dominic comes over and shows his boo-boo to Rhea. Look at my face. Look at my face.
They had nothing to follow her for, but it was better. The cameraman thought this is better follow than the Miz and Pierce. Mommy, I'm hurt. Oh, Dom, I'll take care of you. Look what they did. You got a boo-boo.
I feel like the cameraman agreed, because the Miz was talking about Nick Aldis, and then the Mami came and saved the day. Why is Wes talking about Banks?
Well, he's talking about Chase U versus Chase Bank. I'm going to say Chase Bank has more money, and they have pins. Chase U doesn't have their own pin yet. And they lost Thea Hell, kind of.
Chase Bank is run by white people. Of course, it's going to be more powerful than Chase.
Chase U is ran by white people.
No, a white person and a dude that can't fuck, Marcus. That don't stand a chance against a big bank. That doesn't stand a chance against corporate America.
As I learned in a long time ago, big bank take little bank all the time.
Giovanni Vinci versus Johnny Gargano in the back. Yeah. Ludwig begs Giovanni that he needs to take out Johnny Gargano tonight.
I totally forgot about this match. I wiped it out of my mind. Johnny wins.
Yeah, because Ludwig tries to distract the ref, and then Ciampa takes him out, leading to Gargano to pick up the win.
Yes. This basically leads it to a match with DIY versus Imperium next week. That was the main point of this. Yeah. When they have the tag team locker room discussion, where Tozawa gets nasty one more time. Oh, he hasn't died yet. Tozawa dies. Then he gets nasty in the back again.
Tozawa gets killed by Bronson Reed.
The only highlight I have of that match, other than Tozawa's death and basically suicide, because he set himself up for it, was the giant chant of the Astros suck. And I don't have the context of why they said it, other than I feel like this is the moment where the Astros was getting blown out and they lost, because they lost last night by like 1 million runs to the Texas Rangers, led by former Dodger Corey Seager. God damn it.
Akira Tozawa has handed the Cowboys championship belt.
Yes.
Is that a loser title?
That's the regular season title. That's not pay-per-view title. Because
that's a loser title, right?
Win big
like you are a perennial loser. Here, have this Cowboys title.
Here, you're officially Dak Prescott.
Shinsuke is looking for an opponent who will inspire the yet to be seen self within him. These are direct words from the promo.
These are
the
translation of his direct words.
To release the expression still trapped in his dreams. He pondered, and then he ends the promo pondering who is worthy enough to set him free.
CM Punk. I just like yelling that. I like yelling it because he's been doing the go to sleep a lot lately. And isn't that a slap to the face to Kenta if they decided to, if they build a go to sleep versus go to sleep match with a Japanese wrestler that isn't Kenta? But I enjoy the Shinsuke vignettes. They just seem like they're built with so much anger and hate. And I don't know who's writing them or who's translating.
Did you feel Marcus, you've got to fill the dead air with pay. Did you do that while I was away?
It wasn't as petty as it should have been. It was the Logan Paul and Dominic segment, so I was like, "There's some petty for you."
Piper Niven and Chelsea Green take on Natty and her partner Nikki Cross, who just stood there in a trance on the apron, not even holding the tag rope. Despicable. Till she walked away. It wasn't a jump off. It wasn't a jump off.
It was a reflection in life, Manny. Here I am, teaming with Natty Neidhart. I'm out. What am I doing with my life? Valhalla has the gods. Rhea has Judgment Day. I'm here teaming with Natty. I'm out. I'm not going to be Natty's partner. If we won, I'm not going to be happy with this. So she's in a catatonic state and walked away. And you know what? That would be the thing that broke my back, is that I'm now teaming with Natty. I'm now irrelevant.
So Drew is being petty. Drew said he's sorry what happened to Jay. He can't possibly think how it feels to have the bloodline cost you a championship.
I'm going to use your words.
He tells him to get over it, and whatever happens to Sami is on him. So we move to Sami versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, this was a really good match for what it was.
Yeah, I feel like it over-delivered for whatever reason. It was like I expected him to have a good match, but I was like, this is really good for no reason.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of the finish, whatever. You know, Rhea comes out there and it's very confusing for both parties. And cost Sami the match. But overall, it was a really good match. I was really into it.
Or did she? Because Seth in the back congratulates him for his first win as a member of the Judgment Day. And then Drew brushes it off, claiming Rhea nearly cost him that match, insisting that could have been Sami's doing because KO isn't around to save him anymore.
I like what's going on, Drew. This descent into I'm going to have to cheat. The pettiness.
Yeah.
He's honest. He's being honest. But his honesty, I just don't like the way he's saying it. The whole how does it feel the Judgment Day coming back line? It's just so petty. So petty to Jay.
Drew says he didn't see Seth say no to Rhea earlier in the night. And they both agreed to no Judgment Day at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. Drew taking the belt?
Maybe. I don't think so. I think Seth loses, but I think this may be the point where we may get a cash in.
In Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also, are we going to do a watch along of that? It will be 10 a.m. for you on a Saturday.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, also, the time of the year, it happens 2 times a year. Daylight Savings is wrecking the show again next week. So expect the show to be at different times next week. Maybe an hour normally or an hour behind. I'll let you know on Monday when I actually work out what the actual time is at that point.
Yeah, it's Daylight Savings for you, Manny, but in America, we're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it wrecks my week.
Yeah.
Daylight Savings has a way to wreck my week rather than you, which I really wish it was the other way around sometimes.
My daylight savings dance. It's a stupid dance. The world needs to sync up. Let's end it. Let's end daylight savings.
Wes, if you want to join in the watch along, we need
you here and in writing.
We need it in writing, and if you don't appear, it's a no call, no show, and you owe us money.
But at 10 in the morning, that's gonna be a rough one. Like getting off work, and then just
you've done it before.
It's rough, Maddie. It's rough. Rough day. Rough day.
We get main event Jey Uso versus Damian Priest. A pretty good match. See, do you know when he first came out? No, he has been usually doing that as he comes out.
Yeah.
He stopped till he gets to the ring because I think he gets burnt out. I think
he gets tired.
Burnt out.
And to cover up his burnt outness, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett would also say, Jey Uso, best second win in wrestling, which is a stat I didn't know he had. Who has a second win? Like, oh man, I'm measuring this. He gets better in the second win. And then he was like, oh, he's crashing now. All of this. And then he'll come back with a commercial break. Speaking of commercial breaks, if I hear Five Nights at Freddy one more time, Manny, I might have a psychotic episode. I can't take any more commercials. I just can't.
Why have they made a movie based on this?
I don't know. Why is there a movie on this? And why does it be sold out so much to this? Like every other segment, they were like, check out this exclusive footage of Five Nights with Freddy. And I was like,
you know, I think I pieced together enough to get a grasp of the movie's going to be trash.
I'm sure it's better.
Finn comes out to distract the ref and gets involved, allowing Priest to steal a win. Finn continues to take out Jey after the bell, delivering a coup de grace. Damien tells Finn to get some chairs to make him join Cody Rhodes, but Cody makes the save, hobbling to the ring, and he attempts to return the favor to Priest, but Finn pulls him out just in time.
Yeah. What do you think of a hobbled Cody beating up all the Judgment Day? Or the tag champs, basically, not the actual All Judgment Day. Because Rhea and Dom were just in the spa or some shit. I don't know.
He didn't necessarily completely take him out. They were getting ice for Dominic's boo-boo. I mean, it was fine. It leads to a story, at least.
Yeah. I just feel like this Raw, if you missed it, you didn't miss too much. It didn't progress too much in the story. They put some matches together for Crown Jewel, and it's basically the same Raw that you've seen from other ways. But I still enjoyed it because, you know, just the little stuff.
I didn't necessarily enjoy it as much. I think this was one of my busier days. Today. And so at times matches were being watched at 4 times speed. Yeah. And which was where there was a dangerous text of the show might be an hour later.
Yeah,
I saw you didn't respond, and then I was like, I'm good. I'm good with time. Marcus I made up time.
You didn't get the Marcus of awesome. Set an alarm an hour later now. Because I was already asleep.
Yeah, I saw that the red receipt hadn't come up, so I was like, it's good. It's good. I've made up time. I don't need to change the time of the show. But like, just know next week the time of the show is gonna be different.
Yeah. That means I get more sleep, right? It's pushing up an hour?
I think so.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I think so. I'll let you know what time it is on Monday because that's really when I'm gonna realize the time.
Yeah. I'm good. A week from Halloween episode.
I have been making efforts to do the best of. But guys, I have to make an announcement. If there isn't enough views in the next few best ofs, we ain't doing them in 2024. They're too much work for the little amount of attention it gets.
Yeah. Such a good show. It's gone, man. It's gone.
I mean, you can pick up the mantle if you wanted to.
No. It's gone. We'll see. I just think maybe it's the best of once every 3 months or something. Maybe of the quarter.
Yeah, we don't have enough space to keep all these shows and footage.
No.
If you notice, I deleted a lot this week.
No, I never noticed any of that. I barely see any of the back end of this, but I know it's a lot of footage somewhere stored in our libraries of StreamYard. Burn it up. Yes. Burn it all up.
So I believe that's today's show. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about today.
No. Unless there was breaking news somewhere randomly while we were doing this show, I got nothing to say.
I've got something that you may be able to answer and saves me wasting 10 minutes watching a video. Why is everyone questioning Giannis's contract extension?
What, Antetokounmpo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about his contract extensions. That's something I can't answer because I think he's going to also. I think it's maybe this is me going completely blind without knowing the actual story. But NBA contracts means nothing. People made demand trades anyway.
Can we get a best of the best of? No.
I believe we have a dump already. I don't know.
Yeah, there's one that's 11 hours. Go watch that.
Best of the best. The best. Oh, well, unless that was the best EST. Is that what he was going for? Best of the Bianca thumbnails. I'm on my own against the wall.
So yeah, that is the end of today's show. I don't think we've even introduced ourselves today. I'm Logan Manny Hayes.
I'm Marcus, the grand finale. And tonight is Halloween Havoc, everybody. And tomorrow is AEW Dynamite, where Sting gets a gift. That's the only thing they built on the show. I can't remember a single thing else that's supposed to happen on the show. And Sting gets a gift from Tony Khan.
MJF versus Juice.
Oh, yeah, for the Dynamite Battle Ring, whatever. But for the main reason for me, I know Sting's getting the gift, and I'm already jealous of him. But, Manny, what do you think Tony Khan got for Sting?
Just like, do you remember when Sheeta got to 50 wins and it was that pathetic glass trophy thing?
Yeah.
It's going to be like AEW Hall of Fame or whatever.
Maybe it's a golden mask. I'm going golden mask.
He doesn't wear masks.
Yeah, but it's in Sting paint. I don't know. Gold Sting.
That's what we really need.
Gold Sting. I need a gold Sting. Like a gold, maybe a statue. A gold Sting statue.
Which is going to set up the next feud.
Oh, that would be great. Someone destroys the statue. And that's how we get the Sting's last match. Destroy John Moxley. I don't know.
Well, John Moxley is going to be fighting Orange Cassidy again.
You mean here's my belt?
Yeah, give me back my belt.
Give me back my belt. Although, upon seeing a replay of their shoulder bump last week, Orange Cassidy did that bump. I thought it was John that bumped him. Orange Cassidy was like, fuck you.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy did it.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was the aggressor in that one.
And then you had people questioning, is this real? I'm like, no, it's not real.
No. Fools.
Planned. Oh, Will Osprey is open to going to WWE apparently now.
Yeah, I believe this is called negotiations. I'm open for everything. Everything's on the table.
He definitely needs to go to AEW. I don't think WWE suits him unless he's going to have to change his whole way of wrestling on WWE.
I can see him being petty about that tattoo. Look what you made me do, bro. Now I got to go to a real place to get this number. I got to wrestle at WrestleMania. In Philly.
I mean, the allure of WrestleMania would make sense if he said his body is hurting a lot more now. I feel the allure,
safer style,
the safer style, wrestling 5 minutes each week on television each week,
something like that. Yeah,
5 to 10 minutes each week.
I feel his only options are AEW or WWE. Like if he's going to Impact or NWA, he may as well stay in Japan. Like or just worked in the UK indie somewhere. Like he's going somewhere for more money and exposure.
I feel like if he goes to Impact, that's what the deal would probably be. That he'd be allowed to still work all these indies and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think if his body's hurting the way it is, it probably is for the wear and tear. He's been wrestling for about, I want to say, close to like 15, 20 years already.
Yeah,
and he's like 26, 28 already. Yeah,
at that kind of style. It's kind of like the story of Kenny Omega, really.
Yeah,
like it caught up with Kenny.
Yeah, you can see it. Like, Kenny looks hurt
when he took that lengthy break to heal up and everything. You could see Kenny wrestling at that style of 5 stars, best belt machine every night. Really caught up with him to the point where it's like, oh yeah, these injuries are gonna shorten his career because of the surgeries he had.
Yeah, and so that's what I feel like. If I'm Osprey, I'm taking the money. I'm getting more mainstream exposure. I'm going to work less, or not work less, but I don't have to work as hard. And I get more money. Like, I'm sure he's out there. He's working for pennies, I feel like. Even in his promo, he was like, I gotta wrestle another match. I don't have this. When he was talking to Kenny. Like,
but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's necessarily true though, because it's Will Osprey. Like, you don't get Will Osprey for nothing.
Yeah, but he's taking a lot of bookings, which means I always associate taking a lot of bookings with I kind of need this money. Not that I want to work this much.
I look at back before AEW when the Young Bucks were taking a lot of booking. They were raking it in to the point where they were making more money than what WWE were offering at the time. So it was like it made sense for them to stay away.
Yeah, but yeah, they make sense. But Will Osprey, I don't feel like it's the Young Bucks or Kenny. Like brand wise, I don't think he's that big.
I think he's close. I think it's closer than people would think. He's technically the next generation's Kenny for many.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like he's as mainstream as the Bullet Club was or the Elite were at their peak. Like he's below that. Like he's not AJ going to Japan or something or wrestling in there. He's as talented as these guys. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm just saying notoriety. I feel like it's like if I were to throw him in front of a WWE audience, what would what would the reaction be?
It'd be quiet. I think that'd be more quiet than you would realize.
Yeah. Like I think he's a major talent, and I feel like if it's a big show, let's say if he went to Chicago and showed up at Survivor Series, it's not happening, obviously. But if he were to go there, big reaction. But if he was going to Toledo, Ohio, in the middle of a summer, and it's like, oh my God, Michael Young, oh my God, it's Will Osprey, probably not the biggest pop.
Yeah, and I don't think you get here. I don't think you even get Will Ospreay's music at that point either. I think that's a big sell for Will Ospreay.
Yeah. But I believe he's going to AEW. He got the same agent, Kenny and the Bucks. So why would that guy?
It makes more sense to be honest. It makes more sense for him to go there anyway because they regardless of what terrible stories they try and tell. Sometimes
he's built in.
The wrestling is way better there in terms of what you get out of the wrestling a lot of the time, and that suits him better because I think he tells a better story wrestling than a vocalized story, if anything.
Yeah, and if he has nothing too much to worry about. Like going to AEW, he has a built-in story with Callis and all that, and Kenny and all that. So he's already established there. And if he's thinking about future-wise, AEW may pay him more money, and the fact that I could probably go to WWE later in my career. Like I'm still just 30. WWE pushes people to their 50 anyway. Like if I can do an AJ move and go when I'm like 38. If I want to try WrestleMania, if that's my goal or whatever, I'll try that then. But I believe everybody's used as a leverage right now as negotiation.
Part of me thinks he should go to WWE, but I know it's not the right move for him.
I would think it's a big deal personally, and me and the rest of the community, if he went to WWE, be like, fuck.
It would be a big deal, but I just don't think it's the right move. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't suit.
It's not the time. I don't know where he will fit right now, considering Roman's on top. Cody's Dakota era.
This Roman thing needs to end so other people can really start shining.
Yeah,
it's gone on too long to the point where it's like I need to end this story so we can get other fresh stories. It does feel a little bit stale over there on SmackDown at the moment.
Yeah. Like SmackDown's the B show right now for me. It's Raw is like where things have momentum. There's unique main eventers, and I don't know who the like Drew and Seth could end in Drew winning, and it's a different person on top.
Yeah,
or Priest can become champion, and it changes everything.
Because we spoke about this on Saturday, but LA Knight versus Roman Reigns is not an enticing match.
No, and I hope that's not I'm sure that's the main event, but it's not.
Yeah,
I feel the bigger match would be Cody and Drew at this point.
I would put Cody and Drew as the main event because LA Knight versus Thing is a good moment for LA Knight, but I don't think he fully deserves it yet. What's he done that's memorable, really, other than
That's all he got to do. That's all he got to do. People love
the shoes of a champion promo. That's it.
He didn't even do shoes of a champion in WWE. That was NWA.
Exactly. That's the only interesting things he's really done.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on board with you and Eric on LA Knight. Like, I think he's fine, but I don't think he's world champion.
No.
He is a great intercontinental champion. Like, on the pecking order of wrestlers, and this is no insult to either one of these guys, he's just, he's the Miz. He's the Miz. And I know they feuded and whatnot, but I feel like the Miz is a better version of him.
I think the Miz is better, way better.
Like in the ring and on the microphone, and no disrespect to LA Knight, I just feel like that. And if I wanted LA Knight, and I wanted a younger version of LA Knight, I take a better version of that, which is Ricky Starks. For me,
I take Grayson Waller.
Oh, Waller too. In the middle of that, like I'm just like, oh, I can go younger and get a better version of this. That's what I feel like. Like, oh, Ricky Starks, Waller.
Because at least with Waller, he feels more original in comparison to when you look at like Ricky Starks and LA Knight. You go, they're just rip-offs of other guys. At least with him, I'm like, oh, this is an Australian dude being a wrestler.
So ever since Edge, and maybe I'm just in my feelings or something. And I know I've even done this too. I compare Ricky Starks to The Rock. When you think about it, at the end of the day, there's nothing other than that they actually do the same. The Rock's much bigger. They have similar hair. They're both black, basically, with mix, whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what really Ricky Starks is a lot of the times. He makes you question where he's from a lot of the time.
Yeah, he's Creole. He's from New Orleans. I mean, he's Creole, which means he's black, French, and some other shit, right? So, but he doesn't cut promos like The Rock. Like, he isn't talking in the third person. He wears flashy outfits, but that's kind of what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I can see why that would upset him that people compare him to The Rock, because more like they just compare me to another black guy. Nothing like he's kind of nothing like The Rock. When you think about it, like if his gimmick or his personality, The Rock doesn't do half the shit he does.
No, like and he doesn't really have catchphrases either.
Yeah, he's not really like The Rock, and I can see how that would piss me off. Like personally, that would piss me off. Being a black man compared, oh yeah, he's just ripping off The Rock. Like if somebody was like, Marcus, you're just ripping off Charles Barkley. What do we have in common other than we're both black and have bald heads? And maybe a little overweight. And by a little overweight,
you need to do the voice both. Now.
What? I don't understand. No. But that would kind of picture me like, what? There's nothing. That's the two are not alike. So that's where I was at. And I was thinking about that over the weekend, going like, they're not really that much alike, other than they're both black and have hair, kind of straight hair.
Yeah. Well, we gave you an extra maybe 10, 15 minutes there. So there is no ETE.
That's what I said. We should just clip for like 10 minutes of just ranting on LA Knight.
Yeah. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I'm Lord Manny Hayes. He's
Marcus the Grand. I'm Marcus the Grand Finale. Hold on. Look. They gonna have to score a lot of points if they gonna beat. I don't know.
Sorry, what? What? Score a lot of what?
A lot of points.
Yeah. So we'll be back Thursday. Like the video, subscribe. We out. Peace.